We live. We'll see the people if they come in. They come in right now, bro. I'm hyped, man. I'm hyped.
Let's
I'm
go.
hyped. Hopefully we get some. This is like the day after the 100. After that 100 finish with Noah Lyles, bro. Look at you already jumping in. They know the deal, bro. They already know the deal.
Oh,
The
my
men's
heart.
1500.
Oh
Oh
my
my
God, my
gosh.
heart, bro.
Oh my gosh. I can't. I can't, bro. We gotta talk about this. You got, bro, Dom, I can never pronounce your last name, bro. I can never
Schlueter.
pronounce your last
No,
name. Hey,
it's
Schlueter.
weird. Yeah, there you
Schlueter.
go.
Hey,
You
man.
got it.
We join with a legend right now. And I was about to call you Dominic a rising star, but man has risen. He's shining brightly. Hey, 1 million plays? 1 million
Sheesh.
plays? First started off cringe. Now
Hey,
he's the template. Come on. What you got?
so we got a decent start to the podcast early on. And it was going decent, but then I whooped both y'all in trivia last year, and that was the confidence
Okay.
I needed.
Oh,
We're
that
gonna have
was
to
the
run
confidence I
something. We
needed.
gotta run something back for today, Joshua. We gotta
No,
get
we're
to
gonna
that
do
game.
something. We're gonna have a game
Okay,
at the
we're
end
gonna
of
get
this,
to that
dog.
game.
We're gonna have a game. We're gonna have a game
I'm gonna
at the end of
I'm gonna
this.
call it my boy Cole Sprout. We're undefeated against two black runners. Much love, much love. But hey, boys, it's a privilege to be on here. There's no two boys I'd rather chop up track and field with than Joshua and Aaron Potts. Super excited about this one, and as the people will find out, Aaron Potts is undefeated with his track prediction. Saw this man in St. Louis, and he called Sadie Engelhart breaking the national record in
That's
miles. He told her
facts.
time to a
That's
T.
facts.
Okay.
That's facts.
And then I text the group chat with the boys today, and I say, I was like Jakob or Kerr, and then I was like, it would be hilarious if someone like Hobbs Kessler comes out of nowhere and wins it. Aaron goes Hocker ? This man's a genie. Okay, he's coming from the future. He's coming from the future.
Yo, man.
It's wild. This man's wild, but we'll get into it. Appreciate you, Dom. I'm Joshua Potts, Mr. Pottsville, always with the brother with the same mother, Aaron Potts, Super Hot Potts, and this is
Two black runners and friends. We do it again. It's the Olympics and it's day five.
5.
5. Hey.
Hey, that was pretty good, Aaron. That was pretty good. You forgot the day. You forgot the day, bruh. But hey, it's getting better each day. I'm liking it. Expecting some bars once we get to day 10. That will really you feel me? That will really come together.
I honestly asked, man, I should have spit today because I mean my boy Dom was already dropping bars. Y'all already know what it is, man. The guessing queen, bro. I mean queen. Whoa. I mean
Whoa,
king.
hey,
Hey.
hey, oh, yo. Hold on. Wait.
Hey, man. But let's just get into it, bro.
Yeah, let's
That was
go,
the
right?
race. What was a better race? That or the 100? That was crazy, bro. That was one of the best 1500-meter races I've ever seen in my life.
Let me
I
set it up.
mean,
The men's 1500, all the hype, all the drama of the entire year and a half or whatever how long it's been. We could go back to the date of Jacob's birth, honestly. But it comes down to it, Jacob versus Josh Kerr and the entire 1500-meter field, the fastest race in Olympic history ever. Cole Hocker wins it after Jacob takes it out nearly at world record pace. They go through 151 through 800 meters down to the last 100 meters. Josh Kerr finally makes his move, passes up Jacob Ingebrigtsen, and then from the inside, the dude from Indiana, a Foot Locker national champion in high school, did his thing in Oregon, silenced Centro. Let me say
Whoa.
Centro is.
Hey, stay
I'm just
respectful.
saying. I'm
That's a
just
go. Hey,
saying.
that's an Olympic champion. Okay.
But this is another Olympic
hey,
champion
do
from
y'all
the
think do
USA
y'all think
with a
Centro's feeling
337.
better about himself today? Now that
Oh
now
yeah.
that Cole's won, he's like,
Oh
okay,
yeah.
I can. It's okay. It's okay. He beat me back in the day.
I mean,
But
I can't really talk to any of them. They both gold medalists. You know what I'm saying? He's like anybody
facts.
else. It's like, hey, calm down. This is gold talk. You know?
And that 327 is number 7 all time in the world ever. Number 7 all time. Yard right behind them, an American record. Yard and Cole go under the American record. Hobbs Kessler finishes 5th place, where
I
Cole
caught
Hawker
that too.
finished in Tokyo. Uh, Dom, I'll let you have the first word because you're the guest. What are your feelings? What's your reactions? What's
Ooh.
going through your body right now, bro.
Hey, as three Americans here, let's just say it. It's a good day to be an American. As boys who came up on the distance scene, Central gave us some hope back in 2016, but there was a lot of speculation, people crapping on him for the slow race. And then over the past few years, like on podcasts in the running world, the conversation's actually been the Americans being crapped on, talking about, Great Britain this, Great Britain that, American milers can't get it done. So I think to have a champion in 2016, 2024, two out of the three, come on now, that's amazing. We got
We
one,
back.
three with Cole, Nagoose brings me back to those Oregon Notre Dame rivalry days. And I think you might have to fact check me here, but I think I heard on the NBC broadcast it's the first time in America we've had two medalists in the 15 in 112 years. So how can you not smile? This is a big day. I think some 5-year-old boys out there watching saw Cole Hocker, and he's about to go into his villain arc. He's about to hit some triple threshold on the track. I think this is big for the American distance running scene because we haven't seen this. Even we felt this the other day with Grant Fisher getting third. Like there was so much excitement with that. But I mean, come on. You gotta love like the year of absolute crap talking on both sides. And then even like Nagoose was put in as like this is the guy who could upset the party. Cole Hawker's like, yo, hold my coffee. Let me just win real quick. I think in an Olympic record too. Like, what did he PR by like 2.5 seconds in the Olympic final? I mean, what an exciting race. Those are some. I mean, you don't really have words for it because in a fairy tale ending, you could see this happening, but I don't
Yeah,
think anyone really expected it except Mr. Aaron Potts.
that's the wild part. Aaron Cole, this dude beating Matthew Centrowitz in the 2021 Olympic trials. And I was like, I don't know about that one, Aaron. I thought it was a false start. And then yesterday, he finally makes his pick, calls Cole Hocker, doubles down, and says, last time I did it, he won. And he wins again. I don't know, bro. I don't know.
I'm never betting against him. I'm never betting against Mr. Cole Hocker. And the thing is, okay, if we go back to 2021, the prediction against Centro. My whole thing there was like, hey, this dude is 19, 20 years old and is running 350 by himself on the track during the COVID year. He is a prodigy. Like, he's different. And that's what I was, and that was back when I was more of a Jakob hater because everyone was trying to crown him too early, in my opinion. And I was like, yo, we got this guy over here who's like the same age as Jakob, and maybe Jakob's a little bit faster, but like he's right there. We got a prodigy within our own. So now, fast forward, since that time, Cole had some up and down years, but it was due to injury, adjusting to becoming a professional. What rung up in my head this year was at UCLA, he runs like 13:05. And I was like, whoa, this dude has some strength now. Like he got some legit strength. Then he comes to the trials and he beats Yard. So for me, I always thought he was this talented. That was the thing. I always knew how talented he was, how capable he was from what he's done in college. So now he had a year where he put it all together. So thinking about yesterday when we were just talking about the race, of course, I just like Cole and I wanted him to win, of course. But it still was hard to imagine. But my thing was, I felt like Yard, I feel like I know how fast he is. Josh Kerr, Jakob, I think I know how fast they are. I think I know they could run 326. I know they could do it. But I was like, can Cole, though? What could Cole do? Is he faster than them? I don't know. And that's what kind of went into me being like, when I was saying he was a dark horse, I was saying, like, of course he was, everyone had him in, like, getting silver or something. But, like,
Yeah.
I thought he was a dark horse to medal. If anyone was going to beat both of those guys, I thought it would be him because there's a lot of unknown about how fast he really is, in my opinion.
You know what's crazy is the fact that a week ago, Cole said in an interview, he said, quote, if I stay healthy, I don't think anyone can beat me. And no one talked about that. No one talked about it. All the spot that honestly going into this race, everything worked out perfectly for Cole where he had zero pressure. going into the trials, there's some pressure. It's like, oh, can you beat Nagus? He's being talked about. Here, he knows from his training just how good he is. He can say a wild statement like that and people won't really talk about it. Whereas Jakob Kerr, every line they say is getting picked up on social. And I think that's just a special quote to come back to, is that he called a shot. He called a shot.
And that's another reason why I definitively said it yesterday, because I was like, Cole is not a big talker. You know what I mean? But you saw him when he went like that. So if he's saying something, he if he's saying something to the media, you should pay attention to that. Like, because he's not just gonna be saying stuff unless he really feels some type of way. Like,
And Cole Hocker is somebody, for people that have been able to interview him, that man hates to lose. Like, even when he runs like fast, and like he will always run great and run fast. Like, I think it was at pre last year, he ran the 3K, and like he was close to like, I think he was in the 3K because Grant Fisher like broke the American record in that, I believe. But he ran really fast. I remember he was just all like, bro, like that. Or even in the 2 mile at Millrose earlier this year, he was like, man, that was a really good race, but I just want to win. I just want to win. And like, he's somebody that is a winner through and through. And like, he hates losing. He hates losing. But I want to ask you guys this. Carrie Tollefson, at the end of the broadcast, she was saying that like Yard Nagus and Cole Hocker ran the race of their life. And, sometimes that's what you need to make that happen. You could say Hobbs Kessler did too. He ran 3:29.45. At the U.S. all-time list, it goes Cole Hocker, Yard Nagus, Bernard Lagat, and Hobbs Kessler.
That's crazy.
Just rewrote everything. But it's like, for you guys, do you think, is this their race of their life? Because when people say that, it's kind of like, oh, that was like, they just threw it out their hat. Will they ever do that again? Or is this something that we're potentially going to see go on until 2028, 2032, beyond? Or could this just be the race of their life? Is this just a coincidence that USA got this 2 medalists at the Olympics? Aaron?
I mean, I don't think so. I don't think this is a coincidence. I actually wanted to talk about that too. But like I was saying earlier, Cole is just as talented as Jakob Ingebrigtsen. He's just as talented as Josh Kerr. Yard Nagus has proven that he's just as talented as both of them as well by the times we've seen him run. And you can even say the same thing about Hobbs Kessler. He's a prodigy. That man ran 3:34 at like 17 years old. Like, we have those guys. And you see it. To me, this is like Dom was saying earlier, this is such a big win for American distance and middle distance running. This shows like all of these kids breaking 4 that we're seeing in high school and stuff. That's just not nothing, bro. We figured something out. We coming for the Kenyans. We coming for the Kenyans. We coming for the Ethiopians. And we up. We up. City is back up. We outside, bro. They not like us, bro. We up right now. I'm a distance runner, so I got pride. I'm hyped that we won the gold medal. I'm gonna talk on.
We're coming for that sweep. Coming for that sweep.
We really coming for the sweep in 2028.
On the homeland.
And
you got to look at it. You look at this list. Like even Josh is a pretty young guy. Jakob obviously is an anomaly with how young he is. But like Cole, Yard, and Hobbs, I don't know their ages off the top of my head. These are young guys who have not seen this stage very many times. Obviously, Yard made last Olympics, but didn't end up getting on the start line. So first Olympic final for him. Cole placed 6th in the 2020 Olympics, happened in 2021. Solid result for him, but like he obviously wanted more. It was his first go at it, first time getting that experience. And then Hobbs is he's a kid from Ann Arbor, Michigan. This man, he's experiencing these cities for the first time. He's wide-eyed. I know him well. Like, that kid is just happy to be there. I think you look 4 years down the road, and these guys are going to have so much more experience consistently racing on the Diamond Leagues, and also just having that confidence that they did it, right? It's one thing when you think you can do something. It's another thing when you do it. I obviously didn't pick Cole to win. I picked him to place 3rd. But I think, and we've seen this in years past, actually, Josh is a great example of this. When you win something big for the first time and prove yourself right, you just race on another level in the months after that, because it's like, it's this weight lifted off your shoulders. So, I mean, man, Cole running 327 the way he did. Also, if you go back and watch the race with 100 to go, he was accelerating. Jakob was in his way. He actually had to
Yeah.
back off a little bit with 100 to go. As I was watching that, I was like, oh, shoot, like he might not have it. Nope. The man just like decelerates, accelerates. I think he could have even run faster than that. The man's a legend. One other note I'll say that I forgot to mention before. Mile split could be off on this because this seems incredibly slow to me. Big day for high school milers who haven't broke 4. I think a lot of people with how fast American boys are running are thinking, if I don't break 4, I'm not going D1. I'm not winning an NCAA title. I'm not making it to the Olympics. I'm not winning the Olympics. On mile split right here, it says Cole's PR in the mile was 412.48. Let's give some justice to those 410 guys. You can make your dreams come true. Just keep working. Keep working.
Dang.
I should have kept working, bro. Damn. But one thing I'll say.
I'll touch on
Go
that
ahead,
though.
go ahead.
Yards 25, Cole's 23, and Hobbs Kessler's 21.
Come on now. Come
Also,
on. But
also Eddie in the
Let's
chat
go.
said both Kenyans came last. That's kind of crazy, both Kenyans.
we on the head.
That is wild.
Wild. But what I will say is, shout out to Josh Kerr for holding on and getting silver. He's a world champion, and he's an Olympic silver medalist and an Olympic bronze medalist, right? In the 15. He's one of the greatest 1500 meter runners of all time. And you look at the times that he's ran too. Other thing, even to Jakob Ingebrigtsen, I love Jakob. Like, I'm starting to become a fan of his. I love that he just is like, I think I was right to what I said, Joshua, when I was like, I think this dude is trying to break the world record and win. Like, he's trying to have his cake and eat it too. I love that he just went for it. Like, 55 first lap. I don't care. I'm gonna just try and run as fast as I can and win. Like, that's hard as heck for me, bro. And he's taking it to another level. And last thing I'll say is, bro, we coming for the world record, man. America is coming for that world record. We got some guys, like you just named off their ages. Your peak as a middle distance runner, they say, is like 27, 28. You know what I mean? And this was Cole out of all 3 of those Americans, he didn't race at the Olympics last time. Cole did, and he got 5th. That's another reason why I knew he had a chance, because he's been in that. He understands that moment. When we go to LA, they're all gonna know what time it's gonna be. And I think we're gonna, as long as everybody stay healthy, we good.
I got one question for both of you guys. Like, what's going through Jakob's head? I'm a Jakob fanboy, like through and through. I'm a Jakob fanboy. I'll admit it. I'll admit it right now. Like, I mean, I'm a little depressed for him. Didn't even medal. Like, I think on an off
That
day,
sucks.
like he still medals. So that shocked me. Like, he just ran 326. Where's the silver lining for Jakob fans in the 15? I think the 5, he's looked dominant in the 5, but he is 0 for 3 at this point. Last 3 years has not been able to get it done. And at this point, it goes from a conversation of, is the criticism valid, to, like, does he have to run in the middle of the what's going on here?
Bro, he has to
what's the silver
change.
lining for y'all?
He
It's
needs
just
to
that,
change
what's
his
he doing?
tactics. It's just
Yeah.
that simple. When it comes to championship racing, like, bro, you can't race like that. Like, you've got ran down 3 times. It's happened before. When it happened twice, I was all like, bro, like. But honestly, I also feel too, I think the 5,000 is potentially Jakob's better event. I really do think the 5,000 is just as better event. Remember, this dude was running the steeple. Like, he's running the steeple. He's strong. He's really, really strong.
Well,
he has the world record in the 2 mile. Like, he's a really strong runner. But, like, he just has to run the race differently. And, like, if he runs the race differently, everyone will follow. Similar to 2016 when Kiprop ran, but don't do it like Kiprop and then just let Sindro lead or whatever. Kiprop had some bad tactics. Jakob has better tactics than that, because evident in the 5K. But it's all like, he has to switch it up. I just want to see him switch it up.
He's not gonna switch it up, bro. He's a 5K guy running the 15. Like, I mean, it's crazy saying that with someone that runs 326, but he's losing to guys that have better foot speed than him, like Cole Hocker.
Yeah.
The only one maybe not is like Yared, but like I don't know, Yared's 800,
No,
but like
yard
I don't feel.
runs 144. Yard runs
Yeah.
144.
So these guys, his first loss was to Jacob Whiteman. That guy's an 815 specialist. Even Kerr, he started getting better at strength doing 5Ks, but he's like naturally more of an 815 guy. Same with Cole Hocker. Then they just add on a couple of strengths. So I'm like, yo, either you go run 325, dog, or he's gonna have to just move up. He gonna have to move up.
I gotta ask y'all this. Maybe a hot take here. Was it him just being bad at championship races, or do you think he had an off day? I think there is an argument to be made for him having an off day because of Monaco. He ran 326, and if you look at the splits of that race, he came through in 151 and ended up closing in 54. Today he came through in 151 as well. I don't quite know his close. It definitely was not 54.
I don't know. I think
He had an off day 3 years in a row, though.
What? I
That's
mean, did
the
he have an
rebuttal.
off day? You're saying he's bad at championship. I'm not even saying he's bad at championship races, bro. I'm just like, it's like, I don't think that 326 affected him. It's like, bro, you just ran 315. You have to run, there's rounds now when you get to this stage. So it's like, bro, you're not going to run. I can get that you want to run the world record in the final, but if you go for the world record and you don't run the world record, someone is going to pass you at the end, bro. If you're not, if you're going into the race thinking that you don't need to race these people, you're just trying to race the clock. There's there's a chance you're gonna lose against the clock. So like, yeah, maybe if he ran a raced a little bit more conservative or like change up his strategy just a little bit, he could have medaled. But I don't know if that guarantees him to win. I just don't believe he's head and shoulders above the competition. He's been a prodigy, but these people, like I was saying with Cole, they caught up or they weren't that far behind. They're prodigies too.
I also think this event is just so young. Obviously,
Yeah.
Josh, you mentioned the ages of the Americans here, but like Niels Laros or however you say his name, that guy's like 20. I mean, like
Yeah,
I
yeah,
think
yeah.
it's just with how young these guys are, I think their potential is so high. And oh man, going into Worlds next, I mean, even LA, I think all these guys are gonna be in that race. I think you kind of felt this in 2021, but I definitely think there were some older people in that. And then like 2016, I also think there were some older people in that. So I think if we look at all the events in track and field and look at like the potential for more exciting races in the years to come, I think the men's 15 is far and above, maybe top three, maybe takes the dub. The other thing I'm interested to see is like, and I had a podcast right after the men's 15, so I wasn't able to see if people had said stuff, but like, what are these athletes gonna say? Like, what's Hobbs gonna say in fifth place? Is he gonna put his name in the ring to medal next year? Because he can
He
now. I mean, come
should.
on. But then also like, what's Josh saying? You know,
Yeah, yeah.
because like he beat Jakob, and I bet if someone asked him before the race, if you beat Jakob, do you think you'll get gold? I bet he would have said yes. Jakob, I mean, he can't be happy with fourth place. No one's gonna buy the sick excuse this time. Not saying it wasn't sick, but like at this point, you can't, no one's gonna believe an excuse. Yared, like third place again, vying for the title. Cole, I don't know. I'm really excited to see like the coming weeks what that conversation is like. The one thing I'll say, Aaron, maybe your take on this. Cole, like I want to see him race the Diamond League final and win.
I
I
want to
think he
see.
I think he needs to back it up. I think he needs to back it up. Obviously, Olympic champion
Dude, he
through and
can.
through.
He
I
can
want
do
to see
that.
him.
He's fully capable of winning the Diamond League final in the 15. Like,
But I think it's like what you said, like when you get that win and you're just like, dang, like I did it now. Now I want to see him go into a race like that where maybe Jakob's like, okay. Because like for Jakob, I think that he should still go for the world record later this year, you know? And like, what if it's at the Diamond League final and Cole Hawker's in it and Josh is in it? I don't know who's gonna be in that race, but I just want to see can he run faster? I mean, now he's the American record holder. Can he be the world record holder?
Yeah. Well, two other questions for you guys. One, what's the conversation like if Jakob wins the Diamond League final? It almost makes his case worse.
with
Like,
yeah, yeah, yeah. Like he should purposely lose that race. Like honestly, or
right.
just not sign up for the 15. But
That
it just shows more and more that like what he said at the Prefontaine Classic. Also, I want to make the correction. Yard ran 146, so just in case. Yard ran 146, not 144. But also, what he said at Prefontaine was that 2 years ago, when he was up there with Yard and Cole, I believe Yard and Cole, and he was like, "I'm the pacer," And he was saying like that's what he is. He's the pacer. He's the person
Yeah.
that's going to push the pace, and it's just all like, are you going to go with him or not? And if he dies, like we're just gonna pass him. And like sometimes he holds it, but when it's the championship racing and you have two races on your legs, like that's a hard thing to do. So it's all like he literally is the pacer. He's the workout hero. No,
What
you
if
don't know
that
what
is
I
his
mean?
best strategy? What if that is really, since he's he's the guy.
Like Yard, like what I was saying about
Is
Yard. Like
is he
Yard's
not
best
the
strategy
guy
is
that
running fast.
popularized double thresholds?
Yeah.
Is that not? He's the person that did that, right?
Yeah, I
He's a
think you're right,
strength
Aaron.
based.
He's a 5K guy.
He's a strength
My
based
but my
athlete.
case is LA 2028 with his age going up. I think he needs to debut in a 10K next year. I think he would knock it out of the park. And I think play this in 2028, people. I think he can win the double 5K, 10K. I don't think we're going to see him race at 15 in LA. That is
Hey.
a scolding hot take. I think he's better. I think with his mileage, I mean, I'm shocked he's as good at the 15 as he is with how much mileage he runs and how slow his 8 is compared to other guys. Obviously, super fast. But like we talk about him slowing up the pace, but it's like if this is a 3:35 race, I'm choosing Hocker every time. I'm choosing
Exactly.
Curl. So it's like he's just in a weird. I think maybe we can say this now. Maybe it's a hot take. I do not think the 15 is for Jakob Ingebrigtsen. That's a
Yeah,
crazy hot take.
it is, but yeah, if that's the only way he can race and win, he could get the road record. But if that's the only way he can race, and there's other guys that can run 327 ish, then it's like if you're not gonna run 326 every single time you step on the track, bro. You know, especially after rounds.
Wait, let's close the loop on this 15 because we've been talking about
Okay.
this for like over 20 minutes now.
I love it.
But I have my last thing, then we'll close it. Because Dom, you were
Then
talking
I have
about,
a quick question. I have a quick question for both y'all, real quick after.
but Dom, you were saying like how young these guys are gonna be stars going into it and everything, like for the next couple years. Why didn't this close the day? This needs to close the day. Like after this happened, like I was low-key distracted watching the steeplechase and the long jump and everything afterwards. This should have been the last final to close out day 5. It was the biggest race behind Noah Lyles 100 meter. I think it goes Noah Lyles 100 meter, Sha'Carri Richardson's 100 meter, and then it's Josh Kerr, Jakob Ingebrigtsen. Like everybody that knows track and field, like on our level, wanted to see this race happen from the hammer thrower to the race walker. You know what I mean? So like, why does this not close out the day?
My one note for you guys before this, I'm assuming you're watching a few minutes before the race. I thought NBC did an excellent job of building hype up into the race. That like 3-minute kind of documentary piece where they took every quote of the trash talk from the past year, that got me hype and maybe changed my mind on this subject. My only rebuttal is you ask the average American on the street that's going to tune into the Olympics, do you want to watch a 20-second race or do you want to watch a 3-minute, 30-second race? I'm a true distance guy, so this shows I'm unbiased. I just think the women's 200 is historically more exciting. From a storyline perspective, absolutely not. I don't have a number on this, but I would guess the vast majority of people who watch the Olympics track and field today are not traditional track fans and probably got more excited to see Gabby Thomas win than they did Cole Hocker to win.
I don't think
That's
so.
why I think you stick with the 2.
I don't think so because there's
Do you think most viewers knew the Jakob
no,
beef?
they didn't know the Jakob Cole beef, but they knew 3 Americans were in it. But like, I guess you don't know that ahead of time when you're making the Olympic schedule or whatever it may be. But with
Sure.
with 3 Americans being in the race, and I think that could change for 2028. Like this makes this race even more compelling to, well, not even just being 3 Americans, but just people that are, and now I'm like bashing on Africa, but people that are outside of the African countries, because Africa usually dominates it. And I think that's why the women's 800 is so intriguing for people, because to see Keely win that 800-meter goal and be ahead, because like West Africa is usually dominating when it comes to that. So I think 2028 we could see a spike and just more of an interest in the 15. Like people are going to remember Cole Hocker when it comes to 2028 for sure. Like they're going to remember his and yard. But Aaron, what did you think?
I mean, I would love that. That race definitely would have been better as the last event. But to Dom's point, you know, we thought Sharika was gonna be in the 200, and we thought that she was gonna be trying to get the world record potentially up against Gabby Thomas.
True,
That's what
that's a
we
fair point.
thought. That's what we thought. So that would have been one of the craziest races as well. So you got to think about it like that. But going into LA, this is like, if you go back in history, when you had Steve Ovett and Seb Coe from Great Britain doing their thing, I think we're getting back to that area where America, I mean, I don't think Jim Rohn was in the same era as them. I don't know who our American was from that area off the top of my head, unless someone in the chat does. But anyways, I feel like we're getting back to like that era where on the West, out in America, we got people, Great Britain, they got athletes, and then you got Kenya, Ethiopia, all of those. And what you were saying too about the African nations, we're seeing in the men's 100, bro. Look at all the African nations that are doing great up in the sprints as well. So I'm loving the diversity in countries. Like we're seeing more of America in the sprints. We're seeing more of more of America in the distance, and we're seeing in the
More
middle distance, and we're
Africa.
seing more of Africa in the sprints. Like I think that's super cool.
Yeah. All
Okay,
right.
quick question
Go
for
ahead,
y'all
go ahead,
before
go
we
ahead.
move on. Give me my flowers, Josh, real quick.
I got you.
20 y'all get to like you run, a track team, first round draft pick. Whose stock are you buying in for the years to come? Let's say LA 2028. We're on the Olympics wave. Hobbs, Kessler, or Cole Hocker?
Hobbs. Wait, do I have the first pick?
No, you can both pick them if you want. Just
Man.
basically, who's got the brighter future from here on out? Hobbs or
Well,
Cole?
if it's like first pick, I'm just gonna pick Cole. But like if it's free agency, I'm picking Hobbs Kessler because I think Hobbs Kessler's story isn't over. He's still about to run this 800, and he may be a better 800 guy than he is a 15 guy. And also
Hot take.
there's also he quotes saying that I thought I was a better 5K guy too. So like he also just doesn't know what he is at this moment. And whatever he turns out being, like he's going to be, I think like Aaron said, he ran 334 when he was in high school. Like that's incredible.
Boy, different.
It's
That boy
not
had
talked about
COVID,
enough.
bro. He had COVID after the trials.
He got COVID from the wild duck. Aaron knows that hit different. So like so I don't know. Like he's gonna do something. I think he's gonna do something special. We'll see how he responds to the 800 after all this. But he responded really well at the trials. But I think he just could do a lot, bro. He can do a lot.
No,
Aaron?
I gotta like low key say Hocker at this point. I mean,
You bought stock before. You gotta double down.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. I gotta just keep on doubling down on Cole Hocker. But I like what Joshua said about Hobbs, because I think of Hobbs as he's in the position Cole was in a couple years ago. When Cole was that age, he ran like 330 in the Olympic final and took fifth place. Cole Hocker ran 350. He ran 330 in the Olympic final in 2021 and took fifth. Today, Hobbs ran 329 and took fifth. So where do we go from here? They're two different types of athletes. We know Hobbs Kessler has a lot of speed. I just think he's a couple years from now, a little bit stronger, and he's up there with those guys competing. But like I said, can Cole Hocker get the world record? I'm doubling down. So I'm putting on Cole Hocker. Can he get the world record? This man has no limits. I still don't know how fast he is. Like you said, you want to see him at the Diamond League. I still feel like he could go faster.
Yeah, that's a fair point. Cole Hocker is in conversation now. Like he can get the world. All three of those guys, though. Anybody, it's not just Jacob chasing the world record anymore. Just how it was like a couple years ago. It's Chariot was doing it, but like Jacob kind of really made it real when he ran that 326. But everybody is chasing the world record. This woman right here, Gabby Thomas, was chasing the world record in the 200 meter. She didn't get it this time. I think if Shericka Jackson was in this race, we would have seen a faster 200 and really one that wasn't so like anticlimactic in a way. The 200 landscape definitely changed, but Gabby Thomas wins it 21.83, an amazing accomplishment, her first global gold medal. Julian Alfred representing St. Lucia, 22.08, a double medalist coming out of these games. Brittany Brown from Inland Empire, where we based right here, gets third with a 22.20. We gotta mention Dean Asher Smith in fourth, Daryl Nita, Favor Philly in sixth, Mackenzie Long of USA in seventh, and Jessica Gabby of Ivory Coast in eighth. What were you guys' reactions to the 200 meter race? And we'll start with Dom. You were saying Gabby won that so easily.
I mean, the last 20 meters were a celebration, at least in her head. I know she didn't really celebrate until she crossed the line, but I think she knew, like, when you're sprinting, you have peripheral vision. There was really no one. I think Alfred, obviously the one is her event. You look indoors, how dominant she is in the 60. I think that's just telling how much better she is in the one. You look at the reaction times, her reaction time is way better than everyone else's. So I think Alfred, with how well she won the one, I think she was in this conversation, but I think this race really put into perspective, that's her event. Not that she can't run really well at the 2. She just plays second in the world. But Gabby Thomas, like, her bread and butter is the 200. There's a reason she doesn't double. Like, she is made for the 200. You look at the reaction time, she had the second worst reaction time in the field and still ended up winning. She is so good over that last 50. Like, that endurance from 150 to 200 is absolutely dominant. I also want to give myself some flowers here. In January, I had her on the podcast, her first ever in-person podcast.
I saw
Coincidence? I don't know, boys. But that's a really cool conversation. I know. That's a really cool conversation to look back on. She was so, I mean, I know her a little bit. We've texted since that podcast, become pretty close friends. And like, she is such an amazing person off the track. I know she like works at a local hospital 10 hours a week. Like, she is the definition of a good human being who deserves something like this. So as someone who knows Gabby, like, I was going into the Olympics, like, this was the race I was potentially most excited for, because I was like, I know she can do it. I know she knows she can do it. All that's left to do is just to do it. I think the stars aligned really, really well with, everything happening with Jamaica just not being in this race. Looking back on the conversation I had with her, she has this fire quote, looking back on it. Gabby said in January, and I was asking her about the Olympics. She said a bold statement. Gabby goes, "The 200 meter is my jam. You're going to have to do something pretty special to beat me in it." No one did anything pretty special today except her. She deserves the crown. Queen of the 200. Long time coming.
Oh, definitely. Olympic champion. And she got her own track meet, Athlos. Am I saying that right? Well, you say it.
Yeah, you're saying it right.
Yeah. Yeah. All women's track meet. She's doing amazing things. So to get this gold medal, I think it's going to do a lot for her. You're going to see her on a lot more commercials, getting a lot more attention as well. But also Julian Alfred, gold and silver. That's crazy. I don't think people would have predicted her, getting both of those, getting medals in both events. I don't know. She was number 3, but I still feel like that's just kind of crazy that she brought 2 medals home to St. Lucia, not just one. And then shout out Brittany Brown, taking 3rd place, bro. Now she's a world silver medalist in the 200 and Olympic bronze medalist. Incredible. And, bro, U.S. is up right now. We up, man. Like, the Jamaicans, we low-key dominating right now.
That was the first time the Jamaicans didn't medal. The women Jamaicans didn't medal in the 200 since 1976. First time since 1976. That era is kind of over of the greatest. I think we just seen the greatest women Jamaicans ever in sprint history, and I think it's over. Shelly Ann is going to retire soon. Elaine Thompson, hurrah. We'll see if she can ever get back to that same level after so many injuries she's experienced. I think Shericka Jackson is still on the upswing, but it's like she still has to recover from this injury. But the things that we seen in Tokyo and at 2022 World Championships and last year in 2023, I don't know if we'll ever see it at that height again. Like that was the greatest era of women's Jamaican distance running, like by far. They swept the 100 in in Tokyo. Like that was insane. But I also want to say on that where Carrie was talking about in the broadcast that like uh they're saying like just talking about the story of Gabby Thomas and saying that like she's the American girl and after like she's the American dream, Gabby, with all she does going to Harvard. And like I feel like Gabby is more of the all-American girl because she was kind of comparing it to Sha'Carri Richardson. But it's really amazing just to see like how people are gonna look up to Gabby Thomas in the future of just like of everything that she does and what Dom was listing. A truly incredible race. Anything else before we get on with this?
Yeah, one more thing. I'm looking out for the little guys today. Mentioned Cole Hocker's high school PR, which like would not win most state meets. Something I found out in my conversation with Gabby was she actually took either a complete year off. I think it was 6 months off, completely off of track in college while she was at Harvard. A lot of people don't know that. And she told me she thinks that saved her career. And so I think a lot of people, if you're going through ruts, like if the Olympic medalist can do it, if you're not enjoying the sport, take a little step back, see if you enjoy it. She ended up, I believe, going to Africa for like some research program, fell in love with that, came back, felt the fire again, stepped on the track, and that kind of revived her career. So I think, I love those stories. That's what makes the Olympics so special. You see the winners, but then you kind of hear the stories that led up to it, and it's like, this person hasn't been programmed on the track since 2 years old. Like this is a normal human being who has struggles as well. So I love it when people like that win, the people with just awesome stories. I mean, Gabby at every level. I mean, she's just ridiculous. Harvard grad. She checks every box. She's amazing. Amazing.
No, completely insane. Moving on, women's steeplechase. We saw a super fast race there. Honestly, I'm not gonna have the best analysis from this. I don't know if any of us are going to because the men's 15, it had me hyped. It had me looking everywhere. But Winfred Yavi gets it done from Bahrain, winning it in 8:52.76, an Olympic record. Completely just amazing to see how fast the women's steeplechase has gotten. We had 4 women under 9 minutes, and really the Americans like Aaron Jascott, she was on the podcast and she was like, Val Constantine is going to medal, but like we didn't show up today. Courtney Wayman finishing in 12th, Valerie Constantine finishing in 15th place, but overall just an insanely fast race. And Winfred Yavi getting that win. I believe she won in 2022, the World Championships, or 2023. So now being an Olympic champion is something great for her.
Yeah, I got a few takes for you on this one. My first one at first glance, Elizabeth Bird in 7th from Great Britain. Imagine in 9:04. Imagine getting your national record and placing 7th. Like
That's wild.
It's tough. The Africans just dominate this event, and it's just tough. So shout out to, I mean, it's probably mixed emotions when you get the national record and you play 7th. I mean, the steeple is truly, women's steeple is probably one of the hardest events to crack that top 3. They're just running out of their mind. I mean, 8:55 for 3rd place. I feel like every cycle they're just getting faster and faster. So speaking on the American side of things, I think throughout the years you see Emma Coburn, Courtney Frerichs go at it. I know Emma won 10 in a row before. Shout out Chrissy Gear, broke that streak last year at the U.S. Championships. I think it was so competitive at the top of the U.S. And then Emma drops out of this year. Courtney drops out of this year. And so I think everyone in the women's steeple in the U.S. is like, okay, we got to double down, make the team. And I think so much energy went into making the team for these girls that by the time they actually made the Olympics, they were burnt out a little bit. Obviously, I don't know that to be a fact, but I definitely think that could be the case where just so much energy was exerted into making the team that by the time they got here, they just didn't have it because it truly is such a long season. And then maybe I shouldn't bring up this point because she didn't even make the Olympics, but I think the future is looking bright for U.S. women's steeple, just like the up and comers. Courtney Wayman, obviously so young. I'm really hoping Emma and Courtney can come back, finish out their careers really strong. But Olivia Markovic, we saw her last month at the trials, or I guess like almost a month and a half ago.
Yeah.
And people like her, I don't know, just give me so much hope for this event. And I think what Emma and Courtney did to elevate this event for the US, despite a rough showing for the Americans today in this event, I think the future's looking bright, and I think the young stars are really going to elevate this event. I think it's just so hard when, 855 only gets you third. It's just truly crazy. So those are a few of my ramblings.
Yeah, I'll just say like Courtney Wayment and Valerie Constantine, is it both their first Olympics as well
Yeah, the both of the well, no, Val was there
in
in
2021?
Tokyo, but she had that ACL tear and everything, just clawed her way back to. She ran 903 earlier this year, so it's just
Yeah.
not the best
So
performance today.
yeah, like to Dom's point, like it took a lot just to get there. And it being like kind of like a newer experience too. I think experience plays a big factor at the Olympics, but I think we're gonna get there. All of the women are running so fast. They're all running low nines. So it's just a matter of time.
No, it definitely is. I think Courtney, like you guys, I think it's a matter of time for Courtney Wayment to like really get this whole championship racing thing like together. And the more experience that she gets, she's a talented athlete that's even ran well indoors, like in BU in the 5,000 or 3,000. Like she has those great stats, and like Dejeet Taylor is an amazing coach. So I think it's a matter of time to where she will really be competing on that level. So it's gonna be real interesting. And what I also feel is a matter of time is that for US to come back on top when it comes to the men's 400, y'all. We gotta bring this up. We gotta talk about the men's 400, man, because I wanted to make a video like stirring the pot a little bit because honestly, y'all, I'm scared. Like I'm really scared. I don't know. I don't know if we're gonna win. I don't know if we're gonna win, bro. Because this is my thing. The last time we won this event was in 2008. LaShawn Merritt, bro. LaShawn Merritt was the last time we won. Since then, we've lost 3 straight Olympics. We lost 3 straight Olympics in the men's 400-meter dash. Karani James, Wade Van Niekerk, and Stephen Gardner. I believe I'm right on that. I may have been. Yeah. I'm right on those. Those 3 straight. Before 2008, we won 7 straight Olympic games in this event. We own the men's 400. Overall, I believe we win this event 60% of the time through all Olympic games. Like literally, the men's 400 is more American than Joey Chestnut winning the dog eating contest, bro. The
Hey,
Grizzly
I'll fight you on that.
contest. Like I feel like it is for
57
me.
in 5 minutes, crazy, bro.
For me,
But now
it
you eating
is,
veggie
bro.
dogs.
Like, so I'm concerned when I see Karani James running 43.79 when Matthew Hudson Smith has the world lead at 43.7 low. And then Michael Norman is running this 44s. Quincy Hall looks great. Chris Bailey is barely making it in. I'm all like, are we going to lose again in the men's 400? Just like, what are you guys' thoughts going into this final? I think it's going to be hot tomorrow.
So you expressed concern, 100% valid in that concern. You said, we've lost the last 3. You're worried about 4. I hate to break it to you. I think you're right.
Come on, man.
I think we're cooked.
No.
I think we're cooked.
No.
but I could see a very real reality where we place 2-3. But I think it was Karani who ran ridiculous in the semis. I don't like how Norman's looking. I think he can get top 3. I think Quincy Hall is obviously our best chance. I just don't know if he'll have it on the day. I don't know. Aaron, what's your take here?
I think we gotta put our faith in Quincy Hall a dog, bro. You saw what he said to Noah Lyles. You know what I mean? He a dog. He said, I don't care who it is, I'm gonna line up. Y'all talking about my form. I don't care about any of that. So I think that he could take Matthew Hudson Smith. I think I can take him. But your fears are valid. Matthew Hudson Smith looked amazing running 44.07. It looked like he was jogging, and he's just he just looks like a very strong runner. And then anytime Karani James is running like fast, running 43.7, yeah, we should definitely be worried. That guy is the most experienced guy in the field. He's been making Olympic teams since 2012, bro, and has like I don't know, tons of a closet full of Olympic medals. So you got to be always weary of him. But I think we put our faith in Quincy, man. I think Quincy Hall, he just seemed. I think he won it. I think he won it more than everyone else. And I think that's what we'll see come to life. I did hear Otto and Sonya on another podcast saying they think that the world record is on a could
Really?
go down.
Really?
Like
Dang.
that's how they feel about
From
it.
Matthew Hudson
I don't
Smith,
know.
they're confident in Smith?
I think they were. I don't know if they were saying who. They were just saying in general, based off of how easy these guys are running so fast.
Yeah,
So-
I'm
The one
really
person
scared,
out-
y'all. I'm scared, bro.
The one person that floated around, I don't know how to say his last name, but Missoula, who plays second behind Karani James in Heat 2, he ran 43.81, which was a national record for Zambodia, if I'm not mistaken. Like, guys, you get some clout running the national record in the semis. I think that's going to give him some confidence. And despite placing second in the semis, you never quite know if someone's going all out or not. I like to think that that's going to give him a confidence boost. He ran, again, 43.81. That was, I believe, the second fastest time out of all the heats combined, right behind Karani James. So I wouldn't sleep on him either. I like a guy who's running the national record in the semis.
Yeah, we'll see, man. I'm really concerned about that race, but I'm happy we're going to have Shay Anderson on tomorrow to talk about it all. She's a 400-meter runner. And so hopefully I'm not crying on the podcast tomorrow, but I think it'll be a good day. All right, we're going to play a game before we get out of here, but I need to set it up real quick. So Dom, I want to know, what are your 400-meter hurdle picks? I think we already know who you're picking, but like for the women 400-meter hurdles, and just like what are your takes on it?
400-meter hurdles, world record, 100%, from Sydney McLaughlin-Levrone. Hopefully I said that right. I mean, she ran the world record without even really trying at USA's. She shocked herself, I think, with another month of training under her belt and how easy she looked running 52 point in today's semis. I don't want to say I'm taking a world record for granted, but I think she's gonna run a world record. I think I would hate to be Femke Bol. Like, come on, you're like the second greatest to ever do it, and you can never win one at the largest stage. It's just tough running in the same race as Sydney. I did hear the commentators say during Sydney's semi that all of Sydney's competitors, so the other 7 people, their 400-meter PRs were still slower than Sydney's PR in the 400-meter hurdles. I mean, I think she should definitely be on ESPN's list of top 100 athletes. She's different, breaking your own world record 5 times. So I'm going to go all in on Sydney. Obviously, I think Femke Bol second for sure. I think she's got second lockdown. And then I think Anna Cockrell, she looked decent. So I think she's got a lot of potential. 1-3 for America. I'll take that. But a world record for Sydney, I'm happy.
I agree with everything. That's literally the same order I would pick. I would say the world record's 50.6. My guess is going to be, I think she's going to run, I think Femke's going to run like, I think she's going to run under 50. She's going to run like 50.68 Femke. And Sydney's going to run 50.3. 50.32. If I guess this right, I don't even know. That'd be crazy. 50.32 for the world record, Sydney McLaughlin-Levrone.
Yeah, that'd be wild. That'd be wild. So before we get out of here, we're gonna play another game of headbands. All right, of track and field headbands like we did yesterday. So Dom, essentially, you're gonna right now. Don't look at the Instagram live. You have it open. There is a name. There is a track and field term that is on you that's like your headband. So you guys are basically going to go back and forth asking questions to figure out what this name is. That pretty much makes sense?
Yeah, I might be cooked, but it'll be entertaining for the viewers. So
it's going to be like, it's like 21 questions. Just ask yes or no questions. Like, yes or no questions. I'll answer. Aaron, you can answer too, or Dom, you can answer too about Aaron, and we'll just go back and forth. After you answer, you can give a guess. So like, you don't have to wait until your next round to give a guess. All right?
Okay.
We ready?
I'll figure it out.
You can start off first. Or do you want Aaron to go first because you haven't played before?
These are all based around track.
First.
These are all based around track.
Yeah,
right?
They're track turns. Yeah, they're just one.
That doesn't count as a question, but okay. All right. Am I something that's worn?
No. Dom.
Okay.
Dude, I'm hella confused about this game. So you're asking questions to try and figure out the answer?
Yeah,
Yeah.
to try and figure out what is
What
like
you
the
are. What
word
you
on your
are.
head.
Okay. Am I an athlete?
No, you're not an athlete.
Am I something that gets thrown?
No.
Damn.
Am I a location?
No.
Am I am I something that gets used in sprint events?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh,
Okay. Am I blocks?
No, no, no.
Okay, okay.
uh, hmm,
I'm something that's
sprints. This ain't my area of focus.
that's just for mine though.
Oh, we have separate ones?
Yeah, you
Yeah,
have
yeah,
separate.
yeah.
You have separate.
Oh, okay. Okay, what else can I ask here? Um, am I something that gets worn? I didn't ask that. I didn't
No,
realize we
no,
were
no.
doing separate. Okay.
What? Something that get used in sprint events.
Come on, bro. Come on,
Um,
man.
shoot. Uh, am I something that starts a race?
No, no.
Damn.
Uh, am I something in a distance event?
No, definitely not.
No. Ooh.
Shoot. Am
Am
I
I
a
something that gets thrown?
No, but Aaron, you gotta ask yours.
am I a track?
No.
Oh, God, bro, this is going bad. This is taking way
Uh,
longer. Oh my God.
can we each get a hint?
Uh,
I don't need. Give me one more question. Give me one more question.
Here I'm
Let
gonna
me
give
try one
Dom a
more
hint
question.
though. You're also used in sprint events. You're
Okay.
only you're
Uh,
only used in sprint events. That's even more of it. But Aaron gets to go. Aaron gets to go.
Shoot. Am I a lane?
No.
I got that.
only used in sprint events. Jeez.
Bro, that's a big hint,
Let
low
me
key.
think.
That's a big hint.
Lanes. Am I lane 9?
No, no, no. That would be so specific. No.
Am I? Gosh. Am I
I say
used in? Am I used in distance events as well?
No. You already said
Only.
sprint of Yeah, yeah. Well, I guess
Okay.
you could ask that. Only sprint
Yeah.
events.
Yeah. Just making sure. What? There's not much you use,
am I
bro.
am I a baton?
No.
So
There's you could use a 4 by mile. 4 by mile is not a sprint event, Dom.
That's true.
okay, sprinters
Not
you
at
wear.
the Olympics though.
What does a sprinter use besides spikes? Blogs, bro. I'm not blogs. Not
Uh,
like what shoes? Oh, honestly,
When you want
what
another
is
hint,
something?
Aaron?
Give me a hint, bro. Give me a hint. This is taking too long. I need
Uh
to get off here.
um uh oh dang, I don't know what a hint I should give you. Wait, Dom, go ahead, just ask your question, Aaron. You get skipped.
Wait,
I'm
let me
sorry.
just ask. Am I on the track? And like I'm on
Yeah,
the
you're on
track.
the track. You're on the track. You're on the track. That's a good question.
oh man, but it's for sprinting only. Dude, I'm so lost.
I'm on the track. It's only for sprinters. It's not a starter gun.
Come on,
It's not
Brad.
blocks.
Come on, man. Like y'all are right there. Honestly, you guys are right
Compression
there. I'm
socks.
so I'm not
Are
even
we?
kidding.
Is it closer to the start of the finish?
Here's a big hint. Here's a big hint. Oh, it's Dom, yours is close to the start. Aaron, yours is always 10 meters from Dom's.
Am I
the
the 100 meter?
No.
I am.
The
What?
110 hurdles?
I'm the mile start. What you mean? Like Timmy?
The
Oh,
crazy
oh, oh. I'm the camera?
No, the crazy thing in this time that we've been doing it, Aaron, you have said Dom's word, and Dom, you said
No.
Aaron's word.
No. No. Am I the
No.
blocks?
Yes, yes. Dom, you're the vlogs. Come on, Aaron, bro. Come on. Bro.
Let's go.
Wait,
I'm
what did he
2-0
say that
against
was
Potts.
mine? What
You
did
said the
I'm
110
lane 9?
hurdles.
I'm lane
Your
9?
hurdles, bro.
Oh my gosh. Hurdles are
Hey.
used in the steeplechase.
Those are barriers,
Hey,
bro.
Oh my
hey, I'm
god.
undefeated. Undefeated.
He
Hurdles.
really
That was
is.
fun.
Come
That
on,
was
man.
like oddly difficult for those
Hurdles?
answers.
Come on, I should have got that. But I guess this damn.
Hey, but we appreciate you, Dom, coming on, man. Still another dub from us, but it's all good. All fun, man.
Hey, thank you boys for having me. Always a good time to be a track fan, and looking forward to hearing the analysis from the boys tomorrow.
Yeah,
Hey, hopefully American medal. I'm excited. I'm excited to hear the excitement.
yeah, see,
Yeah, man.
Appreciate you guys.
that means 4.
Much
Let's
love.
get it.
Much.